Are you one of many people that feels overstimulated? And are you looking for ways to relax and reduce your stress levels? Or are you suffering from chronic pain in your neck or lower back? And have you tried everything to get rid of it? Perhaps it's time to add an unconventional tool to the mix. Wasn't it Einstein who said that we need to try something different in order to get different results? Well, today I'll discuss an ancient tool that has stood the test of time. It's called a needle stimulation pad, or acupressure mat, or spike mat, or any other of the 1,000 names that you can use for this device. It consists of over 1,000 sharp plastic needles, or you could call them thorns. These sharp plastic edges are about 5 millimeters long and are placed about 5 millimeters apart from each other. In the early days, this tool was very popular amongst Hindu mystics, but especially in the 80s, we've seen a surge in Russia claiming to cure a large number of common ailments. In the current millennium, we've seen a popularity increase, especially in the Nordics, as reported by the New York Times. One of the influencers that gave a lot of attention to the mat is Ferriss. In one of his blog posts, he recommends it as one of the top gifts under $50. And Tim's daily practice would be to have 2 sessions a day of 6 to 10 minutes. Now he claims that the mat could cure mid-back issues. And also, he reports an improvement in his thoracic mobility. He also explains other tips to cure lower back pain. Of course, Tim is an expert in many things, but is a 6 to 10 minute session really what we should be aiming for? Before we get there, let's look at the different versions of the mat. Now, most mats are pretty simple, yet there is one company that seems to be ready to disrupt the market with their metal acupressure mats. The name is called Aku. I'm not sure if I pronounced this right, but they definitely did spike interest at the Dragon's Den. Next to the Aku mat, the most common versions you will find is either the Swedish spike mat or the bed of nails. Mats and pads exist in different forms, but also in different sizes, for specific application for tight areas of the body. The Swedish spike mat, for example, can be applied specifically on the thighs or on the arms. And Aku has a spike ball, which can treat arthritis or Raynaud's disease. In general, application on smaller body parts requires less treatment time. Shakti mats recommends the following treatment time per body part. Back, 20 minutes. Shoulders, 10 minutes. Neck, 10 minutes. Feet, 5 minutes. Legs, 10 minutes. Belly, 5 minutes. For a visualization on how the body responds to a 20-minute back session, have a look at the following visual from Shakti mats. In the first 10 to 20 seconds, the skin feels uncomfortable and prickly, and the body wants to resist. After 20 to 40 seconds, the body starts to move blood to the area. After 1 to 2 minutes, the skin gets warm and feels almost sunburned. After 2 to 4 minutes, a tingly effect begins, similar to deep heat. After 4 to 6 minutes, full body restoration starts to take over. And after 6 to 20 minutes, muscles start to feel relaxed and tension eases, leaving people feel blissed out. Some even nod off to sleep. Ongoing, your mind and body are left in a greater state of well-being. I have to give a fair warning that engaging in a session can be straight out painful. Especially in the first 30 seconds, subjective pain ratings reach a peak level, as can be seen in this image. Now, if you want to work around this, I would suggest wearing something thin like a t-shirt, or you can use a pillow cover in order to minimize the pain from the thorns directly. I have looked at many studies, and all the studies suggest that the mat is safe to use and there's no adverse side effects apart from the initial pain. That being said, there is one study that reported that 8 out of the 91 people that were included did drop out because of the pain that was too agonizing. With all that being said, what are the actual benefits of using the mat, and will it work for stress relief? But let's first have a look at the physiological variables, and there's one study that did this in depth. A good indicator of the autonomic nervous system response, and especially the parasympathetic activity as part of the pain induction, is heart rate variability. The stimulation of the needle pad is very likely to trigger a parasympathetic response as the heart rate decreases and the HRV frequency power increases. Also, systolic and diastolic blood pressure increases. Interestingly, the study did not find a big difference in breaths per minute on the bed of nails versus the soft bed. It did find a difference, however, on having a CD playing in the background versus the absence of a CD. The CD included relaxation instructions by a female voice instructing the participants to breathe more slowly, which was exactly what the participants did. As a result of the nail's contact with the skin, blood circulation increased, leading to a higher back temperature. Now let's have a look at the psychological variables. There is one study that has subjected their participants to a 3-week daily practice of 15 minutes a day. The psychological effects were profound. Participants of the study noticed that they felt more energized and they saw a reduction of stress, anxiety, and depression during the study. Even though the study wasn't able to prove it statistically, sleep quality improved overall as well, and the participants were very enthusiastic about the use of the mat overall. Now, another benefit of the mat is targeted pain relief. The needle stimulation pad is able to provide immediate intermittent pain relief, for example in areas such as the neck and the back. In fact, there is a study that looked at painful areas taken by a pain area inventory, which looked at 833 equal-sized squares, which looks something like this, but with a lot more squares. Although the mat does not evoke altered stages of consciousness, as can be experienced by, for example, a float tank or different types of yoga, it can be speculated that the discomfort of the mat induces a sort of mindfulness or alertness that is triggered by the pain. The effects of the needle stimulation pad for chronic neck and back pain is especially overwhelming, as can be seen in this 2-week study for back and neck pain. The authors explain about the complex evolution of chronic pain. Even though the initial pain or inflammation may no longer be present, a lot of things happen in the body which may cause the pain to stay. It is said that the recruitment of nociceptors, the neuron that signals threats in the environment, can be increased through hypersensitivity of receptors and can lead to permanent neuroplastic changes in the spinal cord. It is hypothesized that treatments such as the spike mat or cupping, for example, can change the nociceptor environment and the receptive fields of the spinal neurons. Hyperalgesia, which is known as increased pain to normal painful stimuli, or simply having lower pain thresholds, could be reversed this way. Other studies have also shown that certain reactivation or resensitization could trigger memory reconsolidation and erasure of pain pathways. So there you have it. Are there any secrets to the use of a spike mat? No, but the benefits may be more profound than one may expect. I am positive that if you incorporate the mat into your daily practice, it can lead to big positive changes over time. Now I'm curious about you. Are you using the mat, and what has it done for you? Let me know in the comments. Are you one